I love that video. We played that a little while back, but I thought it was just so appropriate for today, as we're going to talk about meditation, that we start by meditating on who God is. And it's just such good stuff when we do. You know, we're going to talk about meditation today, and let's just be honest. Meditation kind of gets a bad rap among Christians, right? Because when we think of meditation, I mean, what do you think of? Think of somebody sitting in lotus position, going, or, you know, or there's some crystals and humming involved, or there's something like that. You know, I mean, it's like the New Age people have stolen meditation from us, right? I mean, and that's what we think of. We think of like Shirley MacLaine and stuff like that. Some of you are way too young to know who Shirley MacLaine is. Google it later. How's that? The rest of you know who I'm talking about. But you know, we tend to think of this, you know, incense burning and the little gong going off and that kind of stuff. And that's not what meditation is about. That's not what biblical meditation is about. And those are kind of recent things. I want to tell you that the Bible's been talking about meditation for a very, very long time. A very long time. As a matter of fact, we're going to look today at a psalm, and this is one of the ancient songs of Israel. This is their worship song, just like what we did, and it talks about meditation. It hits on it, and I know, you know, I send out this email every week, and you guys read through it, I hope, and it doesn't just go right to your junk drawer. And you read through it, and you read the passage, and if you read the passage this week, you're probably thinking, Matt, I did not see the word meditation anywhere in that passage. And I'd say, you're right, but that's okay, because the idea and the concept of meditation is taught throughout the whole passage. So today we're going to take a look at Psalm 46, and it is an amazing psalm. This is one of the ancient songs of the Israelites, and I just want to kind of continue on with this worship that we just had and read up and see what the psalmist has to tell us about meditation today. So read along with me. We're starting with Psalm 46. Verses 1 through 11, we'll start actually with the superscription, though, that says, "For the director of music of the sons of Korah, according to Alamot, a song." Verse 1, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. Selah. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her. She will not fail. God will help her at the break of day. Nations are in uproar. Kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice. The earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. Come and see the works of the Lord, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. Much like that video that we started with, it talks about God, about who God is to us, about how God is calling to us, is looking to us. And that's where the psalmist starts here. He starts with who God is. And I love the language he uses. He says, God is our refuge and our strength. You ever feel weak? I mean, you ever feel weak, not able to do? You know, I've been really bad about working out lately. I haven't been doing a lot of it. Things have been crazy. And I did a workout last week, and I couldn't do it. It was the one that I can always do this one. I was too weak. I got to push up time and it was they just weren't there. I didn't have the strength. God is our refuge and our strength. He is our strength, he says. And therefore, since God is our refuge and our strength, we don't have anything to be afraid of. And the psalmist goes on and he talks about natural disasters, earthquakes and floods and all these kinds of things. And says, listen, the whole world can fall apart. The mountains can fall down, the waters can, all this can go on. Listen, we don't have to fear because God, he is our refuge and our strength. The same God who spoke those mountains into existence, the Creator God, he is here for us. And we don't have to fear anything because of that. And then he goes on and says, though the waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging, Selah. Now I know you're looking at that word Selah and going, what does that word mean? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked, actually. The word Selah is one of those words that we're not 100% entirely certain exactly what it means. And this is one of those words that there's like, it's great because you look at the commentators and the theologians and the scholars, and it's really fun when you get something that we can't know for sure and watching these guys argue because they spend all this time and all this energy going back and forth. And what does it mean? Well, it's a musical term. We know that much. It's a musical term, and we're not entirely sure what it means, but what the best guess at this point is you got to remember, as this psalm was being sung, there was music going on. Focus gets on anything other than that, we're missing. Come on. And that's just the truth. That's why I don't talk a lot about politics up here. Because honestly, I don't care about politics. Jesus is a lot more important than politics. And that's what the psalmist says. The psalmist says here, listen, nations are not yours, kingdoms fall. That's okay. God is with us. He is present with us. And we miss that a lot. Because we're so busy. We miss the fact that we serve what's called an immanent God. That He's present here in this very moment with us. And we get so busy, we get so caught up in so much stuff that we just breeze right past it. That's what the psalmist gets to at next. He says, come, verse 8, come and see the works of the Lord, the desolations He has brought on the earth. He makes wars to cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shield with fire. Conflict, international conflict, all these kinds of things. It doesn't matter. They happen, and God can stop them like that. The psalmist wants you to understand something about God. As we look through this, he wants you to understand that God is sovereign, that He rules, He is king over all of His creation. He is king, He rules over all the geopolitical problems and all the nations. And He is king and He rules over all the conflict that we see on our earth. That He is king and He rules over all. And then, my favorite verse in the whole chapter. This is the filet mignon of Psalm 46. It's good stuff. Verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted among the earth. That's right. Be still. My pastor back in Washington, my pastor Matt Hanna is his name, and I love Matt, and Matt's the guy that inspired me in Hebrew and Greek and all that, because he's got a PhD in that stuff that he's really dug in, and I remember him teaching through this one time, and he said, be still. You know, the Hebrew, what it means there, the essence of it is stop struggling. And it's great, it's the idea of just to let loose. Just to quit fighting. Stop struggling. And know that I am God. And you see, we live in a world today where that doesn't happen. And, we're talking today about meditation, and I want to tell you this is the very, very first step towards it. Stop struggling. Be still. And we've forgotten how to do that. Because we live in a day of technological flood. We do. There's always something to keep our attention. Back, it used to be, I remember, when you stood in a line and had to wait for something, you just really had to stand in a line and wait for something. That was pretty much you could talk to the person in front of you, or the person behind you. That was it. You just had to wait. You just had to be still. We don't do that anymore. If you have to stand in line, you're checking Facebook, you're checking in, you're sending a text message, you're checking your email. Right? I remember a time when you used to watch TV and you couldn't change channels. You had to get up and walk over to the TV. Right? That's what kids were for. That's what I was the channel. I was the remote control. That's what changed the channel. I remember I was so excited when we first got a VCR and I figured out we could put the TV antenna for the VCR. I could use the VCR remote to change the channels. Thank you, Jesus. It was amazing, right? You just had to wait. You just had to be still. Because you're not really watching the commercial. We live in a society today where constant effort and energy, constantly things are going on, and we get sucked into it, and we don't take the time to stop. The psalmist says, "Be still. Know that I am God." Stop struggling. Stop all your fighting. Stop all the busyness. You just know. And I want to tell you something amazing will happen if you stop. Something amazing will happen if you take the time to just slow down. You can hear God. You can be in His presence. You can truly know Him. It's power. This is something that I've been trying to make a practice of lately, more and more in my life. It's just that quiet, still time before God. And it was a while back, Dave and I were talking, and Dave said, one of the things that I do every night is, after get in bed and the TV's off and everything, it's time for sleep, and I just kind of lay there. I just kind of empty my mind, and I just have this conversation with God. I'm just kind of there in His presence. That's just kind of where I sit. Because when I stay there all day long, I do too. And then I just kind of drift into this blessed sleep after that. It's just stopping and practicing that presence for a minute. That's a great idea. Well, I stole that from you, Dave. I'm doing that now. And it's awesome. It's a great way to end your day, is just stop and be in God's presence. Don't worry about the bills or what you got to do for work tomorrow, what your plans are, who you're going to lunch with, or when the kids have soccer. And just stop. Be still. Know God. And an amazing thing will happen. You will experience His presence. And part of that is just looking to Him. It's just stopping and looking. I've been reading this last week. I'm still on my fast, right? I'm still on my addiction fast. And I've been reading A.W. Tozer still. It's a pretty deep book. I've taken my time through it. And he talks about being still before God, and he talks about the imminence of God, the fact that God is very present here with us, and that we miss that so much. And I love what he has to say. He says that when we lift our inward eyes to gaze upon God, we are sure to meet friendly eyes gazing back at us. For it is written that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout all the earth. That is, when we stop and turn our eyes to God, we see that God's already looking at us. He's already there. He's just waiting for us to acknowledge Him. He's waiting for us just to look to Him. And we lose that in the busy world that we live in. We lose that. Netflix and Xbox and all, and iPhones and all the stuff that goes on. We don't take enough of a break. So, here's what I want you to do this week. I want you to practice being still. Just take some time. Wait till the kids are in bed. The lights are off. TV's off. We've all got that time every day. It happens for all of us at some point. And just stop and reflect on who God is. The psalmist does. God is the creator, sovereign over His whole creation. God, He is sovereign over all the political strife and conflict we see. God, He is sovereign over all the wars that go on. He is God. He wants us to know Him. He wants us to be in His presence. Whenever we look to Him, He is there. So, there's your moment for the week. And I want you to take it seriously. I want you to slow down and stop this week. I want you to take it. This week, I had the opportunity to do that a lot, getting ready for this. And I was talking to someone the other day who's not a Christian at all. And we were talking about meditation. And this is a person who meditates, and he does the crystal ball and all that kind of stuff. Right? And I said, the biggest part of meditation is just being in God's presence and letting His very image just wash over you, knowing that He loves us so much that even though He's Almighty God, Creator God, He just wants us to acknowledge Him. That's what I want you guys to do this week, and right now I want to get ready to do that. And I want to lead God in prayer. So would you bow your heads with me, please? Father God, we thank you for today. We thank you for your word. We thank you that we can be still, that we can know you, and that you're there for us. And that when we stop and slow down enough, we realize that you've been there all along. Lord God, we've allowed ourselves to become entirely too busy. Father, we confess that to you right now. We ask, Lord God, for your forgiveness. Father, we just pray that you would help us to not get choked with all the activity in the world and to think that because we're busy, we're spiritual. That you want us to slow down and to seek you and to know you deeply and intimately. Father God, we commit to do that this week. We commit to follow you with all our hearts, to seek you. Father, we just thank you that we can come together this morning. We thank you that we can lift our voices in worship. We thank you that we can experience your Spirit moving among us, your grace, your love, your presence. And God, we just thank you for Sundays. Lord, they're our favorite day. In Jesus' name we pray.